Hey guys, Evan Tan here. In this video, I'm going to go through the basics of Facebook targeting. Okay, so this video, it will be just teaching you how to reach the Facebook targeting and do very basic targeting. Okay? In separate videos in the future, in the advanced module, we'll go through the very in-depth of how we do the exact strategies we use to launch and test products. All right. So if you're a beginner, this is the video for you. Okay, so when starting, a Facebook campaign, the most commonly used is conversion. So let's go ahead, and just go ahead. So for example, product A. Okay, I want to do the US. Okay, web conversion. Okay, and basic testing. Okay, so for the beginners, there are tons and tons of ways to test a product. All right, so in this video I'll go through quickly just the basics of how to actually test, use targeting to target a specific group of people. Okay, so the ad set name doesn't really matter. Okay, the ad set name for you is just to have a reference. Okay, so just US interest or interest A. Okay, so purchase. All right, so always make sure it's under the purchase. Okay, even if you have a brand new pixel, just go ahead as this is a demo store, that's why it's in gray. Okay, so I won't really go through in depth all of this. All this will be taught in a separate video. Okay, so under audience. Okay, under audience is where all the Facebook targeting, all the magic happens. Okay, so what you want to do here is basically you're telling Facebook who you want to target your ads to. Okay, so for example, the default over here is China. I don't want that to I want my ads to say to target people staying in the United States. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and type United. Okay, so United States. Okay, so very basic. Okay, age. All right, you can target anyone from 18 to above 65. Okay, for us the magic number is always 20 to 60. Okay, some people argue that 65 plus is good as well, but for us, we have tested both, and actually both have worked quite evenly, so we can't really say whichever is good, but feel free to test them both out, and who knows which is better, right? I mean, we've tested both out and it's always very similar, so we just won't touch that. Okay, so for gender, okay, for example, if you don't want to split test this, for beginners it's very straightforward, just go for all. Okay, you want English speaking, so I believe there are a lot of French speaking, there's a lot of German, Spanish speaking, so if they don't speak English, you just want them to speak to understand English, because your website, everything's in English, right? If your website, you're creating a website based on the Spanish market or based on the German market, then you want to do this differently. Okay, so for us, we go English. Okay, English all. Okay. All right, next up, detailed targeting. Okay, detailed targeting is where all the magic happens. Okay, you can target a lot of interesting things, demographics, interests, and behaviors. Okay, so in this one, I'll just go through quickly on what kind of interest to start with to target at customers or potential customers. Okay, so in a separate video, I actually talk about how you can make use of demographics or behaviors to specifically target some special groups of people like iPhone users or high credit card limit users, so on and so forth. All right, so in this one I'll just go through quickly. So for example, let's say I want to have a dog. I'm selling a dog product, right? So the most obvious group of people that I want to target to will definitely be dog lovers, right, or dog owners. Okay, so just go ahead and type dog here, and straight away Facebook will give you a lot of suggestions. Okay, so right away under targeting, we'll be going through the basics. Okay, so under size, okay, you let's say dogs, right, this one. Okay, so there are 332 million people in the world that likes dogs. Okay, so that's not just limited to the US. So let's go ahead and see by clicking this. All right, your potential reach is still above 200 million people. All right, so I don't want such a huge group of people, for example. So I want a more a passionate group, small group of people that loves dogs, for example. So let's remove that and see dog love. Okay, let's see, dog lovers 16 million. All right, let's click that. All right, right away. Okay, it will still show that. It's because, you know why? Okay, because it's expanded interest. So let's go ahead and untick this and see what is showing now. All right, it should show. All right, so right away, okay, if you do this ad, all right, it will show your ad to around 12 million people. All right, so, and the potential reach or daily reach is dependent on the budget you put, which will be taught in a separate video. Okay, so over here, basically, after you have put in one, you can click on suggestions. Facebook will give you tons and tons of other different groups or lovers, or interests for you to target. All right, so feel free to always test out a lot of all this really small interests. Okay, in a separate video we'll actually go in depth on the interest targeting, the basic interest targeting and the broad targeting for beginners to start with. Alright, so I hope this has a very quick and understanding for you to how to use the targeting system in Facebook. Alright, so in a separate video we'll go through actually the strategies of how to get started using the basic interest targeting and the basic broad targeting. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.